Hello guys, we are going to start lesson 3 today, which is called making comparisons. Okay, so we are going to learn how to and practice how to make or how to compare products. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and show you my screen. Here we go. Okay, so it is page 44 in your book. All right, so let's go to A. It says label the different parts of a laptop and then write the numbers. Okay, so we're actually just going to go ahead and do this part together because there are quite a few parts of the laptop, and I want to make sure you guys are getting all of these right. Okay, so first things first, let's go ahead and look at the different words that there are, and then let's talk about what they mean, or even a Spanish translation. Okay, so for example, headphone jack. Oops, let me move this over here. Okay, so number 1, where it says headphone jack. Okay, a headphone jack is the spot on the device where you can actually plug in your headphones. Okay, give me a second here. Now, headphone jack is not a word that I translate often. Okay, but the way I have it written down in Spanish is I have it as toma de audífonos. So I will give you the Spanish translation that I have. Audífonos. Okay, now if you look closely, that would be D right here. That would be where you plug in your headphones. Okay, and it's actually just head down. We'll go down 1. Okay, keyboard. Keyboard is an easy one. It's teclado. And that is B. All right, let's look at the next one. Is a power cable jack. Okay. So again, toma de cable para. I'm trying to think of para cargar. I'm going to put it up here, and then I will just draw an arrow. Okay, toma de cable para cargar. Power cable jack. That's interesting. Okay, and I have that as G right here. All right, let's look at number 6. We know is screen or pantalla. And I have that as A over here. Okay. Number 3, power cable. Cable para cargar. Okay, and I have number 3 as this one right here. Number 7, a CD drive. Okay, I have it as unidad de CD. And that I have that as F right here. Number 4, touchpad or panel táctil. Okay, and we know that is C. Oops. Our last one, number 8, I have USB port. Okay, puerto USB. That is E right here. Okay. All right. So now that we have that, I'm gonna go ahead and save it so I don't lose any of it. It says B, what should you look for when you buy a laptop? Okay. It says point to the adjectives. Okay. Remember, an adjective is a word or words that describe a noun. Okay, so in this case, our noun is the laptop. Okay, what are the adjectives that we use? Okay, so right here we have fast or slow, narrow or wide, expensive or cheap, big or small, right? So we're looking at these different things, right? So speed, velocidad, right? So how fast is the computer, right? Is the computer fast, rápido, or slow, despacio? Okay. Now we're looking at price, precio, right? Is the computer expensive, costoso, or cheap, barato? Now we're looking at screen, pantalla. Is the screen narrow or wide? La pantalla es estrecho o amplio? Okay, now we're looking at the hard drive. Okay, hard drive se refiere básicamente a la memoria. ¿Cuánta memoria una computadora puede tener? Right? So, is the hard drive big, grande, or small, pequeño? Okay, and hard drive and memory kind of go together, van juntos. You know, how much memory does the computer have? ¿Cuánta memoria tiene? The higher the memory, okay, the bigger the hard drive. Okay, so you have some things here to look at, right? So for speed, it says you have GHz or gigahertz. Okay, you have or 1000 MHz's is equal to 1 gigahertz. Okay, unfortunately, I do not know much about gigahertz, megahertz, any of that. So memory and hard drive, you have MB is megabytes. Okay, 1000 megabytes is equal to 1 gigabyte. Okay, and then you also have a terabyte. Okay, now let's look at our screen size. Okay, for this one in particular, you have a 15-inch screen size. 15 pulgadas. Okay, so let's look at C. It says use the adjectives from exercise B to talk about the laptops in the table. Okay, so you have all of these are different types of laptops. You have JCN, Toshiba, Intel, Shipland, and Comtech. Okay. So for JCN, you have your price is $1,999. Okay, you have your screen size, your speed, memory, and your hard drive. Okay, I want you to write 3 sentences about these laptops. I don't care which ones you choose. I really don't. I just want you to write 3 sentences. And you can write this at the bottom of your page, or you can write them at on the back. Okay, and I will check those on Monday when you hand this in. Okay, now let's go ahead and look at D. Okay, remember we talked about comparative and superlatives, right? We've already done this. Okay, now we're going to focus on only comparatives for right now. Okay, so you have your adjective, you have your comparative, you have your rule, and then you have an example. Okay, so for a short adjective, okay, you will add ER. For example, cheap will turn into cheaper. Add ER to the end of the adjective. Okay, if it's a long adjective, for example, the word expensive, you will actually add the word more expensive, or add the word more before the adjective. For example, the new computer was more expensive than the old one. Okay. Now we have our irregular adjectives. Remember, we talked a little bit about these when we did our comparative and our superlative. For example, good and bad, okay? Instead of saying gooder or badder, it's actually better. Okay, and this is positive. So good is now better. Bad is worse. Okay, these adjectives are irregular. Okay, the computer at school is better than this one. Another important thing to remember is don't forget to add the word then after all the comparative adjectives. For example, then my computer, then the old one, then this new one. Okay. So now we have E. It says use the rules in exercise D and the spelling rules right here to make comparative adjectives. Slow is a short adjective, so you add ER. Slower. Okay. Now let's look at 2. Small. Small is also a short adjective, so you add ER. Oops. Number 3, wide. Wide is a short adjective. But since it already ends in an E, all you have to do is add an R. Okay. Next one is big. Big is a short adjective. Okay. With this one, you will actually add another G, ER. They don't have that one here. Okay. Heavy is a short adjective, but it ends in Y. If it ends in Y, you will take the Y off and you will add IER. Okay. Our next one. okay, is fast. Okay, fast is a short adjective. You will add ER. Okay, now you have the word beautiful. Beautiful is a long adjective. So the adjective itself will not change. You will add more beautiful. Okay. Now you have the word interesting. Okay, this one is also a long adjective. So you will put more before it. More interesting. Okay. Now let's look at F. It says, make comparative sentences about the laptops in exercise C. Okay, remember you are comparing them. Okay, compare. So for example, you have the contact is slower than the Vento. Let's see, I'm gonna have to clear it so I can scroll back and forth. Okay. I wonder if I can make it smaller. Okay, we can kind of see both. Okay. So 3, or number 2. So you're talking about the JCN screen. So let's look at JCN screen, and you're talking about the Shepland screen. Oh, I can't see. Okay, and you want to use the word wide. Okay, so obviously the JCN screen is wider than the Shepland screen, right? So you're going to want to write that. The JCN screen is wider than the Shepland screen. Okay, now I want you to do numbers 3 and number 4. Okay, on your own. Sorry. So 3 and 4 you will do on your own, and then I will check them when you bring them in on Monday. Okay, now I also want you to take a look at G. It says, talk to your partner. Which laptops from exercise C would you buy? And use comparative and give 3 reasons for your choice. I'm actually going to scroll down. Okay, what I want you to do is I actually just want you to write 3 reasons. Yep, so you can just write 1, 2, 3. Okay, what laptop would be the one that you would choose and why? Remember, you were using comparative. Okay, so let's look at H. Okay, so now we're talking about superlatives. Okay. Okay, when it is a short adjective, superlative, okay, you will add, let's see, okay, you add the word the in front, and you add est at the end of the adjective. For example, your computer is the cheapest. Okay, your long adjective, okay, is expensive. You add the most before the adjective. The adjective will not change. So for example, he bought the most expensive computer in the store. Okay, so now let's look at the irregular adjectives. For example, good and bad. Okay, these verbs, these adjectives are irregular. Okay, so you will add the word the in front of them. Okay, good is now best, bad is now worst. Okay, so for example, let's look down here. You have these adjectives and you have to turn them superlative. Okay, and here's some more spelling rules. Okay, they're the same ones. So number two, we know is short adjective. So we will add est at the end, the smallest. Number three, okay, wide is also a short adjective. Okay, wide already ends in E, so we would just add st. Number four, big, is also a short adjective, so we will add another G, est. Okay, number five, heavy. This is actually also a short adjective, so the heavy, okay, ends in I and Y, so we'll change it to I and add est. I'm gonna put it over here. Okay, fast is also a short adjective, so the fastest. Number seven is beautiful. Okay, that is one of your long adjectives, right? So you'll have the most beautiful. And number eight, you have interesting. Another one of your long adjectives, so the most interesting. Okay, now for J, it says make the superlative sentences about the laptops in exercise C. So for example, number one, it says wide. Okay, the Vento laptop has the widest screen. Okay, so for example, number two, it asks you for expensive. Which one is the most expensive? Well, if you look at your picture or your graph right here, which one is your most expensive? The Toshiba laptop, right? So you will write the Toshiba laptop is the most expensive. All right, it's $2,499. So numbers 3, 4, 5, and 6 you will do on your own. Okay, and I will check these on Monday. Now down here, you actually do have to do this piece. Okay, it's actually really simple. You have to write 6 questions about the laptops in exercise C using comparatives and superlatives. Okay, and it can be anything. You can come up with any question you want. For example, number 2 we just did on expensive, so we're talking about money, right? So, you know, one of our questions can be something like, which laptop is more expensive? Okay, and we can say GCN or Intel. Okay, because we're comparing between the two, which one is more expensive? Okay, so you have to have those 6 sentences. Okay, I will also check these on Monday when you come in. Okay, on top of this, you also have your homework that you always have with your lessons. Okay, that is like this. It's page 34, 35, and 36. Okay, if you have any questions over the lesson or over the additional practice or the homework, please let me know. Otherwise, I will see you tomorrow when I send you the video for lesson 4. Thank you.